the place where I come from, they tell me that I am touched. And I guess that means touched by God to some and touched by something else to others. Either way, it's all lonely and loneliness. It's crowded, lonely, but still lonely. It's nowhere near as easy as you might suspect. No, sir. No, ma'am. They used to say that I was backward and shy, but not really. There was just too many people, and they was always looking right at me. So early on, I just looked away all the time. Just because you was looking at me didn't mean that I had to look at you, and that's the God's honest truth. That's the truth be told to any soul, the living or the dead. I came from 7, and my mother would corral the 7 of us, and we would be on our way to see Daddy. She would say that we were going to go pick berries. You see, there was a patch of blacks up behind that mine, and if you were stealthy and you knew the way, you could trespass like a criminal on that company land. And my mama, she would keep an eye on that mine while we filled buckets full to be eaten on winter mornings with jams and jellies on biscuits. On winter days, when there was no harvest, we would hide ourselves among those prickly, rooty vines. And then I would take a look-see. That feeling of all those dry branches curled and so easily broken was the closest that I could come to a picture of what it was like inside of my head. All those travelers, dry and waiting for the spring to come. When green, they would talk to me. In fruit, sometimes they shout. My daddy, he was on the day shift to that Scotia mine. 7 in the a.m. till 3:30. That Scotia mine was the biggest man-made structure I had ever seen. It was tall in the sky, with lights all over it. I would stare at it with some anticipation, knowing that something would and was happening inside of the earth. Her. On that spot, it rose up from the ground all angles like a great big giant carnival spider, looking all legs and poison from the inside out. And what they were mining was that very moment of creation. Dinosaur bones, mastodons and sea creatures, trapped forever, turned to stone until we decided to churn them all up into gas. It hurt my head to see all of them creatures. It did. It created a cacophony. Early on, I held in my hand fossils and small cold animals from a time before God even existed. All our daddies would bring them home to us. Small, round, scalloped sea creatures, the likes of which you don't see anymore. Not on mountains anyways. You could see clearly in the stone the vertebra of an ancient relative, the imprint showing an antique day, before brevity and before shame. And I would hold the stone in my hand and I would close my eyes quickly. My own